Hey everybody, this is Peter. Just a quick note at the top of the show. Filmmaker Magazine has sponsored this podcast since its inception nearly 8 years and 380 some episodes ago. I've always been proud to have this program associated with that institution, and its founder, Scott McCauley, has been a consistent source of inspiration and support to me in this endeavor. But as we all know, nothing lasts forever, and since Scott's departure, Filmmaker Magazine and The Gotham have been making some changes, and one of them is the decision to end their sponsorship of Back to One. This is the last Filmmaker Magazine sponsored episode, but that in no way means the end of this podcast, just the end of its association with Filmmaker Magazine. And I leave this association with nothing but gratitude for helping to bring this show to you, my dear listeners, in the exact way I want you to receive it. The new website for Back to One will be backtoonepodcast.substack.com. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, nothing will change for you. You can listen to all new and old episodes there. But I'd be grateful if you can still subscribe to the Back to One Substack. All the episodes will remain free, but paid subscribers will get additional content, be able to comment on posts, engage with other listeners, and also help support the show. We have some exciting ways we're going to expand this podcast later this year, and that's the best way to stay informed on everything Back to One. And please help spread the word about this program. It needs your support now more than ever. Finally, as always, thank you so much for listening.
I never choose acting. Acting choose me. I was prepared to become a diplomat, but then I started acting and I just couldn't stop. And I think if you're not an acting addict like me, then it's an insecure job. It's hard work. But if you're an addict, it's fantastic.
Filmmaker Magazine presents Back to One with Peter Rinaldi.
Stellan Skarsgård is an actor. He sat down with me on the Upper West Side of Manhattan to talk about the work.
Do you have a typical way that you like to begin your preparation process when you get a new character?
Procrastinate. Because I panic when I accept a role. I immediately panic, and I feel like, oh fuck, I gotta climb that mountain. Jesus, there will be so much work. There will be so much anxiety. There will be so much fear, and then I procrastinate for a while, so I don't have to. But eventually I start, and I start by my instinct is to go not to the role. Is to find out who is the director. That is what I really, I'm not talking about sort of industrial productions like big Hollywood productions without a director. I'm talking about art house films mainly, and because they have to come out of the director, out of one subject. It's the director's subject that is the very core of the film. So I have to put my skills at his service in a way, and not try to make my own film. That is very important. Some actors have been known to sort of, oh, you don't do it that way. You have to do it like, even if I work with a first-time director that knows just a fraction of what I know about filmmaking, he might know something that I don't know.
Yeah. You almost have to hold yourself back from saying things.
And as I said, not from saying things, because I say the things, but I sort of I don't ask him to change anything because I say it. I just put all my knowledge in a heap on the table, and he can pick what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And it's him, it's his and when you work, for instance, with a first-time director who's insecure, he's afraid of me. The crew is more relying on me than him. Mm-hmm. They don't have respect for him yet. You have to support his position as a director. You must never undermine it, because then it will be a disaster.
You're talking about, in order to make something better, you have to make this person know that you trust them.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to realize the importance of that? Do you know what I mean? Because in the beginning, I'm sure it was all about you and how you had to do it.
Yeah, in a way it was. I mean, it was more like that in the beginning, and I was sort of, I had very clear ideas how a film should be made. And I watched all the rushes, and I sort of, but it was also in a way necessary for me to learn my craft, to see the rushes. But I don't see the rushes at all now. But then I sort of, I could sort of calibrate my performance in according to the rushes. But it's hard because you can't trust every director. You can't trust everybody. But the thing that was most important for me was Bo Widerberg, who was a famous Swedish director who won in Cannes several times, and he was Oscar nominated a couple of times. And he was going to do a film, and he got me together and a couple of other actors, seasoned actors, and he said, in his Skånish accent, that's southern Sweden, it's the Texas of Sweden. And he said in his accent, he said, I know you know how to do this. I don't want to see your fucking tools. I want you to be as good as the amateurs that I have in the show.
Oh.
And I understood exactly what he meant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's also now, when it comes to filmmaking, I don't believe you must not see. I believe totally that you have to not see the skill, because it's sometimes I see very skilled actors and theater actors that do film, and it's a filter of unreality between you and the actor, because they don't produce real life.
Yeah.
So of course I have my skills, and I know I'm a fiercely technical actor if I want to.
Yeah.
But I destroy I sort of sabotage myself.
It's almost a process of destroying your tools on camera.
On camera.
Isn't that interesting?
It's sabotaging your tools.
Do you think that's the director's job to kind of make sure those things are destroyed properly?
Well,
or is it yours only?
Well, if he can spot them, but he probably can't. Not even when I'm using my tools, he can spot them.
And some directors are probably delighted by your tools, and then they realize later on.
Yeah, it looks like yeah. He pronounces he stresses the right word in the line.
yeah.
But you know, it's of course I learned a lot by working with Lars von Trier, because that was he took away his own tools as a director, and I couldn't have my tools there as an actor. Everything was unprepared, except for, of course, he for his first 5 films he was control freak like all directors are, and then he felt that he only produced very skilled films that were like ice cold, because they weren't alive. And then he sort of made the Dogma Manifesto. He shot it a different way, and he had on Breaking the Waves, which was my first film with him, he had signs up on the wall saying "Make mistakes," and he did it with some kind of humor. He criticized the script girl for not having made enough mistakes.
Wow.
And but it was. I'll tell you something. That script, Breaking the Waves, it is like Raiders of the Lost Ark, but in terms of what Raiders of the Lost Ark was in terms of action at the time when it came. It is in melodrama.
Yeah.
So every scene is like the peak scene in a melodramatic film.
Yeah.
And it goes on and goes on and goes on. And it would have been unbearable if you shot it in a normal way.
I see what you mean, yes.
Because you would have seen that. You would have seen his tools.
Yeah.
You would have seen the sort of the method or the framework of the script. But instead he shot it wildly. So he didn't care where you went or whatever. You could do whatever you wanted in front of the camera, and he just shot and shot and shot and got a lot of material. And the sort of little natural things that you do when you're unprepared. It's the oddities that you're after. It's the idiosyncrasies of life that you can't sort of invent. You can't do it at home. So that saved him in a way.
When you leave something like that had so much freedom, and you go to the next set that's again restricted in a certain way, just to make a movie, you know, that was that a hard thing to have to go back to?
Yeah.
Don't you want to tell everyone, look, this is the way to do this. Let's.
Yeah, but you can't sort of tailor a suit for the director that doesn't suit him.
That's what you were saying.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I have to be more flexible than the directors.
Yes,
that's very important.
Yes.
So but of course I do that, and I also like if you shoot a film that is conventional and the camera's only on me, I like to go take after take after take. Now when you have digital, you don't have to break for reloading, so you just do it to take and take and take, and sort of by repeating it, you're doing like De Niro did in Taxi Driver. You go. Talking to me, you're talking to me, you're talking to me. I mean, you sort of try different angles of the attack.
Yes.
On the scene or on the line.
Right.
And you do it over and over again.
And you said that when Fincher came to you and said, look, we're going to do like 30 or 40 takes, he thought you wouldn't like that, but it sounds like you love that.
Yeah.
And you like the idea of doing many takes.
Yeah, as I said, what my response to him was, he said, you don't want to work with me because I work like this. And he said, and I said, of course, 30 takes, I'll fuck up 29. And he doesn't say much, Fincher. But he has also his own method. He does the takes and the takes and the takes, and the sheer repetition of them sort of grinds down the actors and grinds down their skills, so they become as amateurs, but skilled amateurs.
Yeah. From tiredness almost.
Yeah, from tiredness and also from confusion in a way. It's very interesting to watch how the actors sort of reacted, because after a couple of takes, when you're getting tired, you lose the text and you sort of start sliding all over the place, and then you come back to it and it's fresh in a way. But he gets actors to, and also he gets actors to the agility of an actor, the emotional agility of an actor is needed. You know, you go from one emotion to another, and then to a third one, and you do it in a certain. At first, it takes a certain amount of time because you have up and the next emotion and up into the next emotion. It takes if you sort of oil it up, and you can go dick dack dack. And if you see the first scene of Social Network, which is a great scene. Oh yeah, great scene, and the way Rooney Mara and Eisenberg are doing that scene. What they have done that probably 40 times.
Yeah.
But it is dick. It goes very fast, the sort of the emotional turns of it. Because they're oiled up their feelings.
It's a lot of work.
And it's very light. You don't feel any effort in it.
Right.
And that's very good.
Do you think though that there's something about that, like the idea that like we're going to wear down the actors until they are able to have this lightness with this difficult material? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that kind of like, in a way, not very respectful to the actor?
Yeah. You know what I mean? It could be. I mean, it could be. I mean, the director should be careful because he doesn't know more about acting than the actor does. Right. So the best director shuts up. And he does not do like you did, too many words and not too many analysis or explanation. It's not an intellectual work, acting. It's not an intellectual work.
Yeah.
And it's you can have it, you can work intellectually with it, but that's a decor. That is just the method to make you feel like you're doing something real.
Right.
But the core of it is not intellectual.
Yeah.
That is purely animal, in a way.
You seem to be almost enjoying how you have to adapt to different directors. But is there one director's approach that you found was very much in line with the way you want to work and how to get the best out of you?
Absolutely. I mean, no one does it better than. I mean, my Norwegian friends, Hans Petter Moland and Joachim Trier.
Yeah.
They are, because they recognize the sort of everything that happens outside of the text. What I think about filmmaking is to do rather silent filmmaking. I mean, I like the pauses. I like the reaction shots. I like the listening shots. I think there's a world of explanations there, and understanding. You understand another human being like a dog understands a dog wagging a tail. So you understand everything that's going on in the face.
Yeah.
So you see if you have a director that watches your face and is interested in what's happening there, they see the sort of the under layers of emotions that drive the text. They don't see the surface of the text, and that is very gratifying. And in this case, in Sentimental Value, I had a role that was written for me. I had a director that was waiting to get all that stuff. Because if you look at the film, first of all, the actors, in spite of their different amounts of the amount of experience they have, they're equal. They play the same tone. They play the same key, which means that they can jam together. And he watches our faces, all the actors, and he sees things that make him remove plot, remove exposition, most of all. Horrible thing. And he ends up with a film that is, in a way, it deals with very heavy stuff, but with a remarkable lightness. It's feather light, and it's funny, and it's light, and he has no problem going between the comedy side of it and the dark side of it, because it's never fake.
Yeah.
You know?
How did he get this though? Is it just casting the right people and then sitting next to the camera, like you're saying, because that's what he did, and I think that's important, right? He's sitting next to the camera, watching your faces.
Yeah,
he's not behind in some video village.
No, it's very intimate.
Yeah,
and you don't feel intimate with your director in another room.
Right. Right.
But you feel when he's sitting you know that he sees everything, and he trusts you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go on, and you can sort of improvise pauses.
Mm.
You can work on the pauses and find out, is there more there?
Mm.
It's but he that of course requires he. I mean, all directors are control freaks. They're sort of anal about it. So he controls everything. I mean, he casts the crew very well, and everybody's is the best of he has, and they're on the top of their profession, and everything is extremely well planned. But then he creates a space that is totally free for the actors. And he's very gentle. He loves actors. He loves filmmaking, and it's contagious. You know, you love actors normally, but you really love them when you work with him, and you love filmmaking when you work with him.
Isn't that great?
That's great.
What about rehearsal? There was a lot of rehearsal here for this film, right? He made it sound like he almost was doing rehearsals to kind of improve the script.
I don't know if he's really found out why he's doing rehearsals, but he in some way he believes more in rehearsals than it is worth, really, in some ways, because it's at least for the actor, because I don't need sort of to be with to create an intimacy over weeks with another actor. I can make that happen in seconds, because that's what I am, an actor. I can love anybody madly in seconds, and I can be just forget them in the next second. That's the problem with actors; they're unfaithful. But it's. So that therapeutic idea of treating actors, I'll let him have it.
Yeah.
but what he does is he films us when we're just reading the text easily. I mean, we're not deciding how to do it or anything. We just read it, and we sort of play with it or play around it, and he films our faces, and to find out what more is there.
Yeah, maybe it's for him.
Yeah, it's for him. And he goes back and he writes. He rewrites the script after what he's seen, and he talks with his writer, his co-writer, and they say, "Oh, that's an interesting storyline. That reaction," and it sort of
Comes from you guys,
picks it up, and he says, "Let's develop that."
Yeah. And so but I mean, aren't there people that you've seen though that actually benefit from rehearsal even for film? I mean, there are certain kind of actors that actually would benefit from doing like many days of a scene.
Yeah,
right?
maybe. I mean, I like rehearsals, but I don't fucking like them to decide anything.
Right.
You investigate the scene and you investigate. And what is good with it is also you get all the discussions out of the way. You will have no discussions on the set on the day because that's done.
Right.
And I want the set to go fast.
Yeah.
Shoot again.
Yeah.
And there's Fincher, fantastic. I mean, she shoots again. Anyway.
Yeah.
And it's tiring, but it's that energy I would like to hold up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you don't have to name names if you don't want to. Are there people that you could describe that you've been in scenes with that brought out something in you? And what was that about that? Like, are there people that you've acted with that actually made you a better actor?
Everyone. Yeah, but it's true.
Tell me why. Everyone.
Because I'm not delivering something that is finished. I'm going in and reacting to what they're doing. I'm a reactor, in a way. Not a nuclear reactor, though. but it's I am depending on the other actors to because they will make me do things that I didn't plan. And you can imagine two actors working like hell at home and deciding how to do it. And when they get together, they crash.
Yeah.
It's a fucking crash. And the thing is, there's also something I learned by Bo Weideberg. What is important is what happens between you.
Yeah.
So listening to the other actor, reacting to the other actor is more important than doing a solo.
Yes.
Because you don't get any contact.
Yes.
And they prompt me to do strange things, and some things that I couldn't even think of. That suddenly the character does, and then afterwards you can say, was that good or was it bad? Well, let's do another way. A human being is so complicated that you can't decide who he is or what he does before you're there, because then you reduce him. Don't reduce your character. Don't ever say my character wouldn't do that. That's a big mistake. How do you know? Maybe your character is more bigger than you. You know?
Yeah. That is a huge thing, I think, because people, and even I as a director, I always say, look, that actor knows more about that character than anybody, maybe even the writer at this point, once they're doing it. But what you're saying is, you don't know until you get in the scene. Yeah. It's important.
So in a way, you know more about the character than the writer and the director does. But still, your character knows more than you do.
That's it. Love that.
And your character knows more than you do, and also your character doesn't know things about him.
Right.
I mean,
right.
You're playing someone who, like this man that I'm playing in this film, he doesn't know how to deal with his daughters.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know he doesn't know.
Yes.
And he doesn't know that he's trying to get to his daughter emotionally by doing this film. He doesn't know that. He thinks he's making a film.
Right.
So it's layers and layers of not knowing.
Isn't that what makes this a crazy thing to do that you want to keep doing?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't this an insane? You're not getting to the bottom of this, are you?
No, it's insane. It's insane, and I don't really know how to do it.
Yes.
That's the weird thing. So describe your profession. I can't.
Oh, that's why.
It's not. Words are not enough. You know. I mean, and that is in a way unique for film actors, because they are dealing with instant reality, much more, and that is something that is unique to film actors, and that has been something that has made films interesting since the sort of the neorealists, Italian neorealists, and from the La Nouvelle Vogue, when suddenly everything that is not explained could grow, and they could, because of people sitting in a room watching on a big screen what's happening. They see everything, and they see all the details, and they don't need the dialogue.
Yes.
To explain to them what's happening.
Right.
But of course, if you're doing a normal TV series, it's hard to act like that, because you're then it's more about hiding exposition. Then your job is you're a exposition hider, aren't you? Yes, that's what I'm doing, because everything has to be explained in the line, in text. So the audience can cook at the same time.
Yes. You had to have a total change of the way you do this recently because of a health issue. You had to use a earpiece with dialogue fed to you. And I think it's interesting hearing you talk right now about how you actually kind of love challenges, it seems. And this seems like another challenge that you had to take on. And I think it's kind of brave to have taken it on, and you did it. But I want to know if you found something new because you had to do it like this.
I don't know. But I don't think so, because it is difficult. But since I've been doing theater, when I'm acting, when I'm hiding my tools, I have this little guy sitting on my shoulder. He sees everything that's going on, and he can sort of correct me. Like I'm like a wild horse, but he's got the reins. And most of the time he lets me sort of go on, and then he sort of pulls me to the left so I don't get over the cliff or whatever.
Yeah.
And he could take care of the complexity in the sort of the mechanical complexity of the having double information going in at the same time and only reacting to one but saying the other.
Do you think that it's because you've done it this long that you were able to adjust like that? What if this had happened when you were a young man? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that guy on your shoulder actually developed over time, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But it's I would also been more flexible when I was younger. So
That's right.
There's hope for everyone.
Have you learned that since this happened to you, that there are tons of people that secretly use earpieces that have no excuse like you do?
Yeah, I know. I've heard it. And I don't know, I mean, for what reason, but it is easy because, of course, if you're nervous about getting the text out of of yourself, so it's better not to be nervous. It's always better not to be nervous.
Right. So whatever's going to make you not nervous, even if it's some kind of artificial thing.
Well, even sleeping pills. But it's I think it's good. But what I wonder if are they having the feed coming between the lines, so they slow down the scene.
It's interesting, right?
Or do they have it coming over the scene? Because rhythm is something very important to me. I mean, it's
So you had to calibrate it. You had to calibrate it with the feeder,
because I mean, it's a scene is like a jazz jamming. So it's you're jamming with the other actors, and it's so much rhythm.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that rhythm, the scene feels awkward.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the feeding of a line landing in me, creating a response, going back, and so on.
Yeah.
So to get that rhythm right, you have to first decide the rhythm in a way, or at least you have to make it possible to exist freely from the prompter's rhythm. The prompter, I've had, I don't know how they do it, but I have the prompter to read it like telegram. Telegram.
Yeah.
So it's
no inflection.
No inflection, no emotion. It took me. There was an actor who started doing a lot in my ear, and I went, "Wow, that's
Get him a role. Get him a stage somewhere."
I said to them, "No, this is not a place for acting." But if he also has a visual feed of the scene.
Yeah.
So he sees in me what's going on, and you can feel when an actor is coming with a line.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Because the body starts first, and then the brain comes.
Right.
And then the line comes. So you can see it in an actor. So if it's good, he can portion out his text where it should be. But also you have to say to him, hold it there and wait there and so on.
Yeah. Let me ask you something crazy. Do you, because you seem like you're an adventurous guy.
Yeah.
Do you ever, would you ever consider doing a role where the first time you heard the line was being fed to you in your ear? In other words, you never read the script. You know the circumstance. Isn't there something interesting about that?
Yeah, but I'm really afraid of doing improvising.
Yeah.
Because I'm not very good at it.
Interesting.
Because first of all, I think that usually the writer and the director, they've had months to prepare every fucking line.
Yeah.
And I cannot come up with lines as good in no time at all. Right. The improvising has one advantage. It creates that immediacy that you should be able to play, that you should be allowed to play.
Yeah.
But you're not always that. I mean, some things can be very good improvised, and especially when it's sort of small talk or where can I hang my coat or whatever. It's difficult also because actors don't, if they have to improvise, they improvise conflict, and they end up repeating the same thing all the time.
Or overdoing it, right?
Well, but I had Mike Figgis came to me in Toronto once, and he said to me, Stellan, I like to do a film with you, yeah? I like it to be improvised. Okay. I want it to be all improvised, and we're doing it in one take.
Oh yeah.
An hour 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said immediately, yes, because I was so afraid of doing improvisation, you know.
Wow.
And I didn't know how to do it. But what I did was that I wrote maybe 100 good lines that I had in my backpack in case I didn't come up with something. So I was also I decided I'll improvise a lot of silence. Mm-hmm. And that's cool because actors don't do that.
That's right. That's right. You said that when you grow up, you'll probably do something else besides this. Mm-hmm. Are you on the verge of growing up?
No.
Good.
I mean,
thank God.
No.
But what did you mean by that? I almost think it's good for an actor to think there may be something else I'm going to do one day. Somehow I think that's good.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe, but it's not necessary. But it's
that's right.
It's good. But because I never choose acting. Acting choose me. I was prepared to become a diplomat, but then I started acting and I just couldn't stop. And I think if you're not an acting addict like me, then it's an insecure job. It's hard work. But if you're an addict, it's fantastic.
Stellan Skarsgård, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Back to One is a production of Filmmaker Magazine, which is a publication of The Gotham. Listen to back episodes of this podcast at filmmakermagazine.com or wherever you get your podcasts.